Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Friday, June 16th. It's 6:20 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. So it's an interesting weekend shaping up. So we're going to rock through it and check it all out real quick. BitcoinDailyView.com got more for you there. All right, looking at the crypto universe in squares. In general, we're moving into a green Friday. That's good. Bitcoin volume is somewhat low, so be careful. The whales will be out there manipulating the price today, I have no doubt. We do have some deep green here. We'll check those out as we rock through. Some things are doing quite well. Traditional market not open yet, but yesterday it did pretty darn well. The Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P all ended up closing a bit up, which is nice. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly last 24 hours, 2.9 billion, down 18% over the last 24 hours. That is extremely low volume, so be careful. That gives the manipulators a lot of ability to do Bart patterns, and we're seeing those like crazy right now. So we'll check that out also as we go through. Looking at rects, last hour we've had basically 113K in rects for Bitcoin explicitly, liquidations of longs and shorts, more more shorts than longs. 24 hours, it's only been 20 million. That's not much, really. It's so people aren't trying to leverage too hard right now. It's unpredictable, and slightly more shorts got wrecked than longs. All right, so because the shorters are, I'm sensing kind of from those numbers a negative sentiment, and they're really trying to short the dump. So we'll see if that actually happens. As you can see here, it's a 15-minute chart for Bitcoin, going back a couple days worth of data. It goes all the way back to the 4th of June or the 3rd of June. And so you can see with this little volume that we've had recently, these massive Bart patterns, like we just had one recently. Oh my gosh, that's massive. And so, just be careful. I think these Bart patterns are just natural as manipulation. It's the big conference calls the whales are having. Okay, dump it. I'm selling, you're buying, etc. Leverage this, do that. Trust me. It doesn't take that much money for them to manipulate the market. It's easy money for big money. So when volume is low, they can manipulate. Every Bart pattern you see, in my opinion, is pure manipulation. It's fine, ain't nothing wrong with that. Just realize that when there's low volume like there is right now, you're going to have Bart patterns. Big money is going to make money. And the retail trader who's trying too hard and leveraging, probably going to get wrecked. Spot over long term will probably do more people better in this as far as retail traders, because if you do get a Bart pattern, you're not going to get wrecked leverage wise. These Bart patterns all move just the right percent to wipe out the greatest amount of longs and shorts when they happen. It's very, very calculated. Quite often it's the exchanges doing it just so they don't have to pay the big money. They want your Bitcoin and they'll wreck you, so be careful. It ain't really wrong. It's just business. If you know how to play it, you will not get wiped out by these Bart patterns. Be careful with leverage when we have this low volume. All right, looking at the big top 20 crypto exchanges, they're all in general about sideways as far as volume. We'll see if they pick up throughout the day. Most likely they will. Looking at Bitcoin, the top 100, Bitcoin coming in at 25,545. It's really been a challenge to hold that, that 25,000 level. And so far it's been doing it with a couple drops, a little bit heinous there. I like to see it up about 26,000, but that doesn't really matter. It's holding this 25K range one way or the other. This seems to be the current sideways. All right, looking at the top 100, Tomnet, whatever that is. I've never heard of it before, but it's doing quite well. Trust Wallet, TWT is doing quite well. KuCoin, the exchange token, is doing quite well. And in general, we've got Quant, cool project. QNT is doing well. Stacks is doing quite well. STX. So we're definitely seeing some perkiness here in the market. Also, I'm seeing some coins here in the top 100 that I'm not really used to seeing. One thing which is quite interesting is Pax Gold. PAXG. That's basically gold-backed crypto, kind of a gold-backed Bitcoin, you might say. Slightly in the green today. That's quite interesting. For those crypto traders who want to put stable coins into the closest thing to gold, something gold-backed, PAXG is something worth watching. I haven't studied it in depth. I would only really use it as a trade. I wouldn't long-term into it. If I was going to learn long-term into gold, I would just buy gold. Looking at longs versus shorts on Binance, where the big volume is 66% long, 33% short. For some reason, whenever those numbers are 66 and 33, I tend to see a Bart pattern towards the downside coming. it's almost like they're using that as a signal to each other, the big money. So anyway, beware. We're definitely in Bart pattern territory. Looking at this beautiful 4-hour chart for Bitcoin, okay? I'm throwing a fib down here, starting over on about the 9th of March, where we had this nice little kind of cool off there. We've been moving up ever since. I think this Bart pattern, I think this fib pattern fits pretty darn well. I like what I'm seeing. Make sure that I'm sharing this screen. Am I sharing the screen? Yes, just making sure everything is working. So yeah, this is a pretty good pattern. The thing is, the .5 fib level here is really a respectable bounce point. Often things bounce better when they hit the 618, but even the 786. But we'll see what happens. I mean, Bitcoin has been holding this 382 fib level. It got below the .5 for a while, but the .5 is right there at 25,000, which is really kind of 25,000 to 266. That's really a psychological level for sure too. So we'll see what happens. This is a perky weekend. Let's see how things shape out. Right now, I mean, in general, it's low volume, kind of a weak chart. Be careful. I myself am just hedged out. I'm not going to play Bitcoin right now. Unless I see a definite change, definite certainty in velocity one way or the other. Right now, this is a 4-hour chart. We're playing with the .fib level. We'll see how that kind of plays out. Looking at the directional index, looking at the squeeze indicator, we're moving towards the positive. Looking at the ADX and DI, directional index is in the red, but moving up. ADX is moving up, nice tangent. So definitely we have some velocity building. Will that actually equal a bump up above this .5 fib level? We'll see. Like I say, I like seeing things perk up. We'll see. Is this going to be really, if Bitcoin can just stay above this .5 fib level, stay above like 25,500, especially, that definitely could create a perky weekend, holiday weekend for alts to really move. So that's maybe where I'm looking more than Bitcoin right now for a good profitable trade. But looking at the 45-minute chart, as you can see, it's been trending down for quite a while. We have this downwards channel, really, I would call it. Let me find my fib, my thing. There it is, parallel channel. A little bit of creativity drawing this channel, but I'm just going to go for it. And you can see, on the 45-minute chart, you definitely are looking at a downwards channel, and you could even go, further out, and you are seeing, a downwards channel is pretty apparent here. So it's all about, can we pull off this .5, bounce? I mean, right now, looking at the squeeze indicator, we've pushed pretty hard. Probably time to retrace. Looking at the directional index, it's just waning off, and the ADX is going the wrong way. So in general, it's just not too rockin' positive. And I really would be watching for Bitcoin to get above this, like I say, 45-minute 200 moving average is the white one there. If we can break above that, also kind of start challenging the heartbeat of this downwards channel, that would actually be really positive. Let's look at an hourly chart here. Hourly chart, yeah, still hourly's below the 200. It's below the 200 on the 4-hour. It's a pretty low energy weekend, but as we can see, we definitely have some alts that are really making moves. So I think if Bitcoin can stay above 2,500, if not like get any more negative as far as charts go, just staying above 25,300 and going sideways. I think that's good, especially staying above this 5 fib level. Just need to stay positive, and I think we might have an alt-runny kind of weekend, the way things are shaping up right now. So that's about it. That's what I can tell you. Let's rock real quick and look at gold. Gold on the daily. Let's see, gold daily chart. Yeah, there we go. Gold daily chart. We are trending down recently, getting a little bit of a pump. 200 moving averages on the way up on the daily. Gold, most likely, I think we're looking at. I could do a little fib level here. I think gold is getting ready to not surprise me if this is kind of bounce time. Just watch it. The commodities are sort of in the crosshairs these days, so just be watchful. Gold, I personally would not go buy any gold coins today. I think we're in for a little bit more sideways or downside. Looking at silver, which is one of my interests for sure. Silver's looking pretty good too. I should say looking pretty sideways. So here's just the daily chart. Fib level, it's really good. We've kind of spent time down there in the 618. Got support in the .5. It's and also look at this. This is something I like seeing here. The W pattern. Where do you want to draw it? I could draw it like here. W's oftentimes equal a win when you start making a pattern like that. As you can see, here was a W, and it won. And so here's another W, and is that going to equal a win? I think it's quite possible. So anyway, silver's one to watch. It's all about, it's kind of like Bitcoin right now. Are we going to, make a move off this fib level? It's definitely hanging out with previous support and resistance here. As you can see, this is an area of interest for sure. Is it really making a bounce off that? And then of course it's going to have a challenge at like 23, at the 236 fib level. So anyway, silver, this weekend's tough. Let's just watch how it goes. I'll try to get on as often as I can this weekend, and we'll see how things shape up. It'd be kind of nice if it could be kind of an alt and commodity weekend. There you go. It might just very well be. Now, that's what I can tell you. Sorry, the market's just not that heinously exciting. Looking at Zero Hedge for some interesting articles, just real quick, we'll walk through this. One thing I noticed this morning, regional banks scramble to unload commercial real estate loans, fearing new crisis. Commercial real estate, I think there's one called, I'm going to start watching it here. There's actually a couple of them. That's one that I'm really watching for kind of a measurement on the economy. I think it's what it's called here. It's called, one second. It's called GRE, I think it is. I need to make note of that again. I forget what they are. GRE, is that what it is? No, that's not it. I'm sorry, I forget the tickers for looking at commercial real estate. There's a couple, and they really are very telling of where the economy is headed, how liquidity in the market's going, as far as it's just a good indicator. So we'll start looking at that. Now that I'm doing my premium trading view again, I will start having those more elaborate charts where I have a couple of things mixed together, and we'll look at those, like the commodity prices and commercial real estate. And also, not to be forgotten, is the DXY. Which way is the DXY going right now? A directional strength index for money, for the dollar. Okay, so this is quite interesting. Here you go. So the DXY was pumping like crazy straight up on the daily here. And as you can see, it's starting to dump. It had a W pattern, but it didn't win, as you can see. Looking at a fib level here, I'm going to go back to like January 2021. Yeah, go way back. You can see, come on, a little fib level. Let's go back here. And I'm going way back to like, this is December 2020. Okay, let's go way back to when it started making this long run. And you can see it's definitely losing some of its momentum. It's below the 200 moving average and the 314 moving average. Is it going to make a .5 bounce now? That's quite interesting. Definitely one to watch this coming week is if the dollar stays above the .5 or if it moves up. It's definitely playing. I can tell you a lot of traders are going to be watching right here. It's playing with previous support and resistance. So is it going to bounce there? If it does, positive. If not, well, negative for the DXY, but we'll probably see an explosion in Bitcoin price then. Also, I will start watching the commercial real estate tickers too, so we can check those out. But say regional banks don't want any part of the commercial real estate right now. First Republic Bank definitely doesn't want it. Be surprised if they can afford their commercial real estate right now. Top Canadian pension fund warns about CRE, Bloodbath, and the CRE, commercial real estate. So banks on the market loans, several years squeeze. Okay, the regional banks. So anyway, just one to watch. This is commercial real estate also. So we'll see. Top Canadian pension fund warns about CRE, and that would make sense. They play it very safe. In general, they're not, usually the pension funds are not aggressive traders, so they're just trying to make their money, and they leave it at that and skim some off the top. So anyway, it's not surprising that a very conservative financial house would be, concerned about the commercial real estate and not wanting to get into it right now. So anyway, we're starting to see some fears of that. Watch your city, and I'll start looking at some commercial real estate tickers daily so that we can get a handle on that. It's very predictive, I think, of where the overall market's going. It dictates a lot of what's happening in the economy. The God particle, this is interesting. You got CERN spinning in circles right now. And I thought I'd mention this article. It's really funny when we see all the transhumanism these days, scientists looking for the God particle. You ever just try meditating? It's pretty easy to find. Anyway, everybody, take care, and I will see you all as many times as I can this weekend. Trying to get these rocking again daily. My schedule's changing, but it's changed, but it's beginning to find equilibrium, so I'll be back at it daily. It's my goal to do. So take care. And always comment on the video if you so desire. Let me know anything you want me to chart specifically or interesting news articles, and I will, boom, hook you up. I'll take a look at them. Looking here at Bitcoin Daily View before we check out, one last thing I wanted to mention is check out Blockchain Education. You'll find me there daily in the chat. It's a great team to be a part of if you want to learn to trade everything, basically, but especially we focus on crypto. And come join the winning team. It's a great place to be, great community. And all the trading secrets that are there are free to learn. When you're a member, you can watch the videos and you can chat with pro traders all day. And basically, it's a great place to be. If you want to learn some absolutely cutting edge skills on trading in any market, this is focused on crypto, but in any market, we have two webinars a week in the evening where Jonathan Regan, one of the proprietors of Blockchain Education, talks about, he has the greatest insight on the market and the news and the crypto charts and seeing where things are going than any other source that I've ever found. So basically, yeah, you got to pay for it, but the best in life ain't always free. So anyway, come join the team. I'm glad to see you there. Everybody, thanks for being a Bitcoin truth seeker. Thank you for being an optimist. If you are stacking Bitcoin Satoshi sats, then you definitely are an optimist and you believe in a beautiful sci-fi future. And I will see you there.